Hello everyone and welcome to the NinjaTrader Ecosystem Webinar Room. My name is Juanita Archuleta and I work here in the Denver office on the NinjaTrader Ecosystem team. We have a very special event for you today with Adrian of Expert Trading Program. It is important to understand that there are substantial risks in trading commodity futures contracts and Forex. You should carefully consider whether such trading is suitable for you and will depend on your specific circumstances and financial resources. It is possible to lose all funds deposited with your broker and could even incur losses beyond these amounts. Please use the following link to inquire more information about the CFTC risk disclosure. This presentation is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Brokerage-related questions should be directed to the NinjaTrader brokerage directly at the following number or by using the following email address. With new tools added nearly every day, NinjaTrader Ecosystem is home to hundreds of apps and services. You can quickly and easily find the tools or services you're looking for with a simple keyword search. You'll also find information about upcoming webinars and an on-demand video archive to view event recording. Also, if you are active on social media, we do ask that you follow us on Twitter or Facebook, as you can get all things related to NinjaTrader Ecosystem daily. We're very excited for this unique event in which Adrian will explain how his team helped one of their clients overcome 4 major trading problems. Thank you again for your attendance today, and without further ado, it is my pleasure to welcome to the NinjaTrader webinar room, Adrian. Go ahead and take it away, Adrian.
Hi guys, I'm Adrian T from Expert Trading Programmers, and today we will be discussing the top 4 problems of every trader and how we solve them. First of all, I wanted to tell you a little bit about ETP and myself. For the past 7 years, we've been solving our clients' trading problems through creating different indicators and strategies for them. Combined, my wife and I have over 13 years of experience in the markets, Forex and futures, and over 15 years of combined programming experience. We worked with traders just like you. In fact, together we've built over 1,300 different indicators and tools, including mechanical trading to semi-discretionary and completely discretionary trading styles. So bottom line is, wherever you are in your trading journey, we've worked with traders just like you. During this time, we also built over 300 different trading strategies to help people get automated, like our motto says. So today, I want to introduce you to a client of ours that has the same challenges as you, and I'm going to show you what we did to help manage that frustration and help increase his trading confidence. So let me introduce you to Ray the trader. Okay, you can tell by his face he had a killer day in the markets, right? In the past, Ray came to us with a diverse range of trading problems that we identified as being very common to most traders. We have seen those before in diverse ways in diverse people, but this client had all of them in the one basket. Now, Ray is a 61-year-old retiree that has started using the money that he gathered up from working to trade because he found himself, after working for so many years, with a void in his life because he never pursued his lifelong passion, trading the financial markets. Probably like a lot of you. Trading for him at the beginning was a steep upward learning curve that ended in him losing money on the holy grail of trading. And yes, I did air quotes there. Sounds familiar, right? Type a 1 in the chat box if this has happened to you as well. I can see that happen to a lot of people. And yes, this has happened to me as well. None of us are immune, apparently. Now, getting back to Ray. So Ray found someone to teach him trading, and after years spent learning to trade, he came up with a system that started making him money. Now came Ray's next hurdle, where he stopped fighting with external forces, the markets, no trading plan, stuff like that, and had to start the biggest battle with himself. You know, the internal forces like fear, greed, and lack of discipline. How many of you have hit this hurdle? Type a 1 in the chat box if any of you have ever had these ailments. Oh, I see there's a lot of you guys. Okay, me as well. Yes, again, no one is immune. Okay, so let's see how fear, greed, and lack of discipline showed up in Ray's trading. Okay, after a consult with Ray, we found 4 key areas that he needed improvement. So let's go through those right now. Problem 1, he was constantly moving his stops and targets further than what his trading plan said he should. You know, to give the market a little bit more room to breathe, or moving his target further away from current price because he could feel that the market was going to move more than where his target was set to. Seriously guys, if this has happened to you, type a 2 in the box. Instead of me typing in the chat box every single time with you guys, I can tell you hands down that I did these things at one point or another in my trading. And by the way, they can still be a struggle every month. So we all know that what we have to do to manage these challenges, or we're just going to continue to feel that frustration and continue to make bad decisions that eventually lead us to losing our entire trading account, like 90% of traders. And we don't want to be part of that 90% of traders. Now, problem number 2, when he had a drawdown day, and we all do at some point or another, I mean, doesn't matter how long you've been trading, you're still going to have a drawdown day. Instead of stopping his trading for the day and walking away, he would trade through it because he might miss his chance of making it all back, even though his trading plan and historical testing clearly showed him that he only made his money back 3% of the time. Now let's be honest, how many of you would enter a trade knowing that you had a 97% chance of losing? Type your answer in the chat box, Y for yes, N for no. No, Diane, Ron, Sid, yep. That's right, Ray and I both agree no one wants those odds in anything. Okay, problem number 3, and I'm sure most of you share this fear as well, FOMO, you know, the fear of missed opportunity. Since we are only human and we have those primal needs like eating, sleeping, and for some of us trading, sometimes we might also have some urgent things to do like answering the door or signing for a delivery, so we can't stay 100% of the time in front of the computer screen. Even worse is when you're trying to trade multiple markets at once and you're focused on one market and you're waiting for a trade to complete and you miss that trade and you miss a trade on another market, and that trade that you missed almost always ends up being a winner. Murphy's Law is always present. This adds to the frustration, and all of this leads to my last point, revenge trading. Obviously, problem number 4, revenge trading. Now, revenge trading can come in multiple ways. Either entering on a signal that's not generated by a trading plan, this was not one of Ray's problems, or doubling up on positions on other trades just to make your money back that you missed on that previous trade. Now, this was Ray's problem. Now, when doing this, a high percentage of the time, Ray ended up losing because the trading size made him uncomfortable. He started to doubt his trading plan, and even though that trading plan brought him positive results. Now that we know what Ray's problems were, let's have a look at how to solve them for him. By using our programming skills, we created a software for him that helped him in these areas. Okay, so the very first one is constantly adjusting stops and targets. So problem number 1, as we just said, constantly adjusting stops and targets. So Ray and I decided to implement a fail-safe. For example, we automated his maximum stop and target limits, and we called it Ray Snap. In fact, let me show you exactly how this thing works. Okay, this is a pre-recorded video that I did because it's very tough to show you in the live markets. Okay, so imagine this. Ray had his stop set at 12 ticks, right there. And his maximum stop loss was set to 15. The market started to move against him. And Ray started to think that it didn't have enough room to breathe. He started getting nervous. The knot was developing in his chest. Emotions were starting to take over. Thought patterns changed from logic to pure emotions. Panic started to take over, and Ray grabbed his stop and moved it to 30 ticks just so he can calm down and let the market do its thing. Then his stop snapped back to 15. He tried it again. It snapped back. The market came up and hit his stop. Emotions were running high, and then the market drove up another 40 ticks in one fast move, and Ray started to calm down. The logical side started to take over again, and he dodged a 15-tick bullet. So without the Ray snap, he would have had a 30-tick loss instead of a 15-tick loss, which saved him a total of 30 ticks on the two contracts that he traded, which is a total of $300. This allowed him to take the next trade without emotions. Now on to the third problem, the missing trades problem. This has happened to all of us in the past, where we get up from the machine to do whatever and come back just to see that we missed an entry. Then we try to chase the market and end up entering way worse and losing money. To help Ray reduce his screen time and enable him to trade multiple markets, we designed an entry and trade management system that doesn't need Ray to be there all the time. Ray being a support and resistance trader using trend lines and trend channels, we designed an entry from a normal NinjaTrader drawing tool line where he can simply click on the line, activate it, then select his entry type, and then wait for the market to reach the entry point. Once entered, Ray has the option to reverse the trade or completely close it at the opposing line just by clicking a few times. This provides true accuracy for entering and exiting and reversing trades at the exact intersection. This thing is really cool. So I'm going to show you this in another video that I pre-recorded, and I'm going to explain it right now. Okay, so this is the channel bounce. He had two lines and line trader, so you get in at the exact point of each line. Now, last but not least, revenge trading. The popular saying is, revenge is a dish best served cold. And what we want to add to it is cold and calculated, meaning without emotions. This is the number one issue with revenge trading. It's not done cold. It's done with hot, boiling rage and passion. In the heat of the moment, you just want to take all that the market holds dear for ransom and never give it back. To make it feel the pain that you feel at that moment because you missed that once in a lifetime trade. This leads to a major issue of doubling down on your trades to try to make that money back that you missed. Well, our trader friend Ray had this issue, so to get rid of it completely, we implemented a fail-safe for him that will keep him from overtrading. That means keep him from trading more than what he has set his maximum position size to be for the day. For example, you can set your maximum position size for each trade to be 1, 2, 4 contracts, 50, depending on what size you trade. And if you try to trade more than that, it will automatically take you back to the maximum position size setting. Now, let's see another recording of that, because I'm full of recordings today. Let's see another recording of that in action. So as you can see, Ray's in a trade. He's got 2 positions on, maximum quantity is set to 3. He wants to enter, once it breaks above, he wants to enter another 3 positions. Bam. As you can see, it didn't enter the 3 position, it only entered 1 more position because his maximum position size was set to 3. Okay, so now that I've shown you how we fixed Ray's issues, let's have a look at Ray's system. What we loved about Ray's system, we loved Ray's system so much because it incorporated multiple entry types that work together. Trade management and the psychological aspect of trading, which is one of the most important aspects of trading. The first indicator that we will present today is the Ray Zigzag Trio, which helps you identify the ebb and flow of the market from 3 different move types at a click of a button. Next is the Ray Balance, which shows you the current day's initial balance and its fib extensions along with as many prior days as you choose, up to 30, because who needs more than 30 working days? Which can help you identify potential turning points in the market. Then we have Ray Trend, which helps you identify what the market trend is at any point in the market. And last but not least is the Ray Trader, which is the tool that ties all of this in together, helping Ray to overcome the psychological hurdles as well as automating entries and trade management. So let's see all of these in action on a chart. Okay, so this very first one is the Ray Zigzag Trio, and as I mentioned before, it helps you spot the trend directions. You have 3 different time frames where this is the lowest time frame where you can see each ebb and flow of the market where it just zigzags up and down. Then you have the second time frame where you have a much leaner movement. We actually use this time frame to draw trend lines and trend channels because this is the best time frame for that. And the largest time frame is Z3, and this is more of a trend direction sort of time frame where we get a quick view of where the trend is heading. Okay, now Ray Balance. Now the Ray Balance, as you can see, 7 buttons popped up here at the top. So the Ray Balance is, as I said, an initial balance with fib extensions. What we use this for, we drew in some support and resistance levels from historical testing. And with these, when you turn these on, you can turn these on and off separately. But what we do is we normally turn more of these on and see where we get a confluence of fibs with the structure support level. And what we do is we normally draw a zone so that we know exactly where a turning point might happen. Okay, so let's see how this worked for Ray. See, it just jumped right up from this bunch of zones, and then this zone was broken right away, but then as you can see, resistance turned into support. It touched it and came back down and touched it and bounced even further off it. So Ray Balance is a fantastic tool to strengthen support and resistance levels. Now the Ray Trend. Now the Ray Trend helps you spot the trend direction in play and prior support and resistance levels for potential entries and targets. So to spot the trend direction with the Ray Trend, and also you can turn this on and off so you don't always have to have your chart full of stuff. So to spot the trend direction, basically it's very simple. Once the bottom band is being pushed down, it's being pushed down continuously, you can safely say that you're in a downward trend. Vice versa, if the top band is being pushed down continuously, pushed up continuously, sorry, then you can safely say that the trend is switched and you're in an upward trend. Now, if you get if you get this sort of retracement where it retraces to the middle band, or it retraces close to the top band, or even pushes the bottom band down a little bit, you can think that it's a retracement or that the price is starting to stagnate. So you can see how quickly and easy it is to actually spot the trend direction with the Ray Trend itself. Now, last but not least, what ties everything in together is the Ray Trader. Now, this is a tool that we built for Ray, and it's got a few features, so I'm just going to go quickly through them and I'll show you them in action as well. So the Ray Trader is a tool, it has a position management option to only allow you to trade a maximum predefined number of contracts right here. And this is per trade. So it's not per day, it's per trade. So let's say, for example, and I'm using NinjaTrader replay because the market's dead at this point, so I'm just going to start the replay now, and I'm going to buy at a market, and if I click buy at market, it's only going to buy the maximum quantity. So it's not allowing me to overtrade, which is fantastic. It has a safety feature that lets you stick to your trading plan with the race snap feature, so I'm probably going to have to enter a trade again. And the race snap is very, very easy. So I try to move my stop below this low because I want to give the market a little bit more room to breathe. And bam, it automatically grabs my stop and moves it to the maximum set stop loss. Now we've got it set at 15 ticks, but that's because we're day trading. If you're trading on a 60-minute or a daily time frame, you can set that to whatever you want, but you have to go inside of the indicator settings, and it gets a little complicated to do on the fly, which is fantastic because we don't want to break this on the fly. Okay, it also has a drawdown management software that allows you to not take any more trades. So it doesn't allow you to take any more trades when you hit your maximum drawdown. And the same goes for your maximum win, but for the maximum win, we designed something different. So once you hit your maximum win, let's say it's $2,000 for the day. Once you hit your maximum win, it's not going to stop you at that point. You get a percentage that you can lose from that maximum win. So if you're on a hot streak and you keep winning for that day, so let's say your maximum win was $2,000, you're not stopping at $2,000. If you keep winning, you can go up to $10,000, and it only stops you when you lose that much percent from your current trading wins that you had for that day. It also has a trade management option that allows you to automatically trail your stops once you're in a trade. And it has these functions as well. So these functions, and obviously I got stopped out. This moves your stop loss to break even. It's got an auto break even function, and when it hits a trigger of 12 ticks, it moves your stop loss automatically to break even. And it also has a trail stops function where you can choose from 4 different trail types, which is the parabolic SAR one, the chandelier, the high-low, or previous swings. This also has an offset, or none at all if you don't want to trail. This also has an offset and number of bars back. So it's very versatile that for anything that you have to do in trading. Yes, you can also offset forward, Steve. Okay, and last but not least, this is the best feature of the Ray Trader. I'm going to speed this up because the market was dead even when I was trying. The best feature for the Ray Trader is actually using ray lines, horizontal lines, normal lines, or any sort of line except for vertical, because you can't enter on a vertical line, to actually enter a trade. As you can see, I drew a ray line, I selected it to turn it on, and you have a choice in between buy, sell, and reverse, and these are mutually exclusive, coupled with a touch or a close. So when this line is touched, and we're going to buy at market, when this line is touched, it's going to buy immediately. And obviously the market doesn't like me right now. This always happens when you're trying to present stuff. Come on. Sorry about this, guys. There we go. So this works perfect for channel trading or ray line trading, or even support and resistance trading, because you can draw horizontal lines as well. Okay, let me close out of this. Okay. Now we're back to the slides. Now that I've shown you everything, I want to show you the offer that we've got for you guys today. Okay, so our offer is the Ray Zigzag Trio valued at $97, the Ray Trend valued at $147, the Ray Balance valued at $297, the Ray Trader valued at $997, 2 weeks of live room on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday valued at $97, a training course on how to trade one of Ray's entries on one futures market valued at $14.97, Ray's trading plan valued at $2.47, backtesting results of 1 year of trading of the Ray system showing trade entries and explanations and why we took those trades valued at $2.47. So it's not just the backtesting results, it's actually the backtesting itself. So you get it on your chart, you see where we entered, you see why we took the trades, you see the lines, you see everything. So, but the best part of this is we don't want a single dollar from you guys today. We want to prove the value of these tools and let the system and training do the talking. We want to create a no-lose situation and help you on your trading journey, and this is the best way we know how. You get all of these to use for free for 2 weeks just by completing the sign-up form in the link below. And I'm going to post it. Oh, thank you, Juanita. Juanita posted it in there. In the link below. We are going to close the sign-up to the 2 weeks of free use on the 1st of April at 8 in the morning, and this is no joke, because we will deliver the indicator package and we will start the course at 9 a.m. Central US time. So sign up as soon as possible to reserve your spot in the free training before 8 a.m. Central on the 1st of April. Thanks for listening to me ramble today. Now let's take some questions. Okay, will this work on NT7? And I'm sorry if I get your name wrong. Manmohan, no, this doesn't work on NT7. This is strictly for NT8. The other indicators work on NT7, but the NinjaTrader itself is purely for NT8. Diane says she's tried so many trailing stops, but they all do, where is it? But they all do the same thing. If you buy at support, trail in indicator is always above the entry and trail takes me out instantly unless I wait for it to clear the upper level. I want to be able to make it immediately. And yes, you are able to make it immediately. So, and one other thing of the trail stops that I forgot to mention is that it will only trail when it's in favor. So it will not trail detrimentally. That's very important. Okay, Stephen says, next question from me, is it only array currently that you can attach orders to, or may I use other tools with deviations attached to it like the fork? Unfortunately, the fork, you can't select each line from the fork. That's why we're not able to use that. But you can draw your fork and then grab a array line or a normal line and attach it and draw it over the fork and activate that one. PKP, please review Ray Trend one more time, please. I'll get to that in just a second. I've got a few questions coming in. In example, is NinjaTrader needed to be loaded on each chart or only one instrument? NinjaTrader needs to be loaded for, this only works on the same instrument with the same account. So I hope that answered your question. Jack, what is the cost? The cost is free for 2 weeks. And we'll discuss more on continuing further with us after the 2 weeks, but until then, you get everything. Does that answer your question, Jack? Which recording is that, Jim? Oh yes, NinjaTrader will launch the video. I think there we go. Today's event was recorded and will be sent to all registrants. I'm not sure when, but you will be able to see it. In the example, One NQ chart and NT's chart trader activated to show in other. Can you repeat that question again, Raymond? Sorry, I just didn't get it. Does the order need to be punched only through the Ray Tools interface? What do you mean by that, Manish? Joe asked, does the system have a separate backtest engine, or do we use the one from NT? This system has the backtest engine. We built the trade tracker, and that backtest engine is the trade tracker, and that actually displays your trades with entry, stops, and targets, as well as a plethora of statistics to it. So if I hit, yes, Diane. So Diane asked if she hits her max stop loss for the day, will it close her open trades? Yes, it will. So if you hit your max stop loss for the day for the account, it will close your open trades, all of them at once. Thanks for asking that question, Diane. That's a good question. Must load on each instrument. What about if more than one NQ chart that's open? You only load it on the one NQ chart unless, sorry, Raymond asked if, does he need to load it on each instrument? What if he has more than one NQ chart open? If you've got more than one NQ chart open, it will work off just the one chart and the one account. So you add the Ray Trader once per instrument and account combination. Is it time frame dependent? No, Ron, it's not time frame dependent. Good question. Thanks, Steve. See you. Diane B, then it won't let me trade again? When can I trade again? You can trade again the next day. Can I show you the backtest part? The backtest part, Joe, the backtest part will be in the 2 weeks of the course, where we offer you 6 webinars, and in those webinars I want to take you step by step, and I'll show you the entire way to trade the Ray system and the backtesting for it, and then I'll show you how to install it and all that jazz. Yes, Raymond. Raymond asked, is Ray Trader a floating window? Yes, Raymond, it's a floating window, so I'm going to share it. You can click it, you can adjust it, you can move it wherever you want on your chart. You can move it even underneath the chart trader if you want. You can move it anywhere on your chart, and if you save a template, it will actually save the position of the windows as well. Yes, PK, the webinars will be recorded. It's actually recorded, and they're going to launch it sometime this week, I think, if not Monday. Diane asked if you can have many lines set for trades at one time. You can have as many lines as you want, and as I said, from different line types. So I use a Ray line because it's just easier to trade. But you can have an extended line, you can have a normal line, you can even have an arrow line if you prefer arrow lines. And all these can be turned on at once. And if for whatever reason you want to turn them off, you just click the all off button and they all disappear. Yes, Ron, I'm going to make you switch over to NT8. Henry asked if this program only works with NinjaTrader. Yes, it only works with NinjaTrader. There's, from what I can see, there's little platforms that have this type of customizability, to be able to customize them so that we can do programming in such a way where you get this sort of effect as you do with NinjaTrader. Okay, that was Henry. Mike, do you have any auto trade system? This is our auto trade system. We like the idea, and the way we like to trade is to have our own discretion in our own trading. Fully automated systems are kind of tied down by the logic that you put in them, and they're not able to adapt as easily as the human brain. So this, we call this a level 2 system, where it works off my input or the user's input, but it still has some automated features, so I don't have to always be in front of the system. But Mike, what we're teaching you in the 2-week course, we're going to teach you an entire way of trading where you can trade it yourself with the help of the Ray Trader, where you can trade it yourself and be prepared for the markets. Gary R. Said he's a beginner. This seems intense. It does seem intense, but I had to do the entire presentation in half an hour, so that's why it got really intense. It was just a lot of stuff. I suggest that you sign up to our 2 weeks of free everything, where we're going to teach you from the beginning steps on how to trade all the way to actually trading the Ray system. Joe, you want an idea of the cost after the trial? The cost after the trial is $9.97, but when you join the trial, you're going to get all this stuff for free, like the Ray trading plan, the back testing, where you have those, and you have those for life. They're yours. There's no other cost after that. That's why we want to grab you guys and take you through the entire course yourself. And the Ray trading course actually teaches you from start to finish, and obviously you get that for life as well. So you get everything for free. Then if you decide to purchase the Ray trading tools, that'd be fantastic. Ron B, yes, this is discretionary. As I said, I mentioned before, this is a level 2 system. I'm kind of behind in the comments, so I might be answering these. I might have answered these already. Can this be a discretionary or fully automated? This can be whatever you want it to be. You can use your discretion to draw the lines and enter the trades, but then the automation comes when you're trailing or when you're adjusting stops and targets and when the stops and targets are placed. So it's semi-automation. Can different trade back tests be planned and dragged to price for execution? Can different trade brackets be planned and dragged to price for execution? Yes, they can, Raymond. Diane says the buy-sell market buttons are so destructive to her. Is there a way that they can take them and go away? Yes, they can. Okay, quickly going to answer 2 more questions because we have to shut down the room. Thank you, Anita. Juanita, sorry. Okay, can long and short positions be planned at the same chart before execution? Yes, they can. Yes, Jack, that's a $9.97 is a one-time payment, and it's a lifetime license. So one-time cost, lifetime license, period. The hours trading are 8. Richard asked what hours for the trading was for the system. The hours for the trading system was 8:30 a.m. Central US time until 1 o'clock in the afternoon Central US time. So that's Chicago time for everyone. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys very much. Juanita, please take over and wrap this up.
Thank you so much, Adrian of Expert Trading Programmers, for a great presentation today. Everyone in attendance here will receive an on-demand recording of today's event, so please keep an eye out for that email. NinjaTrader Ecosystem is pleased to sponsor these weekly vendor events as a as an added value service for our clients. If you find value in these events, we do hope that you will attend them on a regular basis. We'd like to remind you that the information shared in this webinar was of expert trading programmers and not of NinjaTraders. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Again, we do appreciate the time that you spend with us, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us here at NinjaTrader Ecosystem. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you again, Adrian.
Thanks, Juanita. Have an awesome rest of your day, guys.